Am I typical of the modern fan, tuned into the fact that sport is a ruthless business in the world in which we live? Or does the average punter put all that stuff to one side and still consider sport as just a game? I ask because I've got an Australian sporting great sitting alongside me and I want to talk to him about drugs. Andrew Gaze, while you are a legend, you weren't the first ever non-European to lead the Tour de France, nor did you win Commonwealth Games gold medals as a 19-year-old and a 35-year-old, my friend.
No, and Mark, a little bit nervous here because we've got Australian sporting royalty in Skippy Anderson here, the greatest cyclist this country has produced.
And I'm going to get straight into him. Phil Anderson, what do you think the answer is? Is the perception of professional road cycling a sport riddled with drug cheats?
Well, if you look at what's been in the press and what the results which have been coming out, I think you'd have to say that, yes.
It's sad, isn't it?
It is
I'm
very
glad
sad.
you admit it, because most cyclists or cycling devotees just put the defence mechanism up straight away.
Well, I think 20 years ago, if you said that to me, I would have said no. Maybe it was there, but it wasn't exposed, and I certainly wasn't exposed to it.
Well, here it is, exposed, the Tour de France. Look at that, the last 5 winners, only one of them with a clean record.
Yeah, very disappointing. I remember when it first came out, when there was, the sport really changed back in '97 with the Festina affair, when it was found that there was a cache of drugs found in a team car before the start, and that changed the sport. And I was ashamed to be involved with the sport, but I think I've come to deal with it now, and I think. I can't believe the fans. It's more popular now, the sport, than ever.
I was going to ask you that, how do you fix it? But it's not actually broken.
Well, it's certainly not. The tour's become more and more popular.
Yeah.
So I think the European audience is immune to it, it seems.
Yeah. Drew, how do you look at professional cycling and the Tour in particular?
Well, I'm the same. I only go on what you read in the paper, and it seems like it's been a real schmozzle. It's unfortunate because I love to watch the Tour de France in particular, but I think it's encouraging that sports fans and sporting people in general still go out there and love to watch the cycling growing in numbers. So I think that indicates that we, just inside us, want to believe that these great athletes are doing it by the appropriate way. And of course, in hindsight, we found out that a lot of them aren't doing it, but it gives me great joy that the average sporting fan still has faith in cycling.
I don't know, as I say, I don't know if they have faith, but they're just into it because it is such a wonderful event. I'll tell you what would almost mean the end of the road. You'd never pump the tyres up again if Lance Armstrong goes down. Now, there is a US investigation, a federal investigation based on Floyd Landis, who's just chucking mud at everyone on the way out. As we saw, he was guilty, finally confessed, and he's trying to bring Lance down with him.
Yeah, he's trying to bring a number of people down, including the UCI, I believe, which is the world body, saying that there's some things which haven't been correctly done there. Words of talk of bribery and all sorts of things. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done from everybody's angle. But it's been devastating for the sport, and I think I think in the long run it will be good. And it was like the Festina thing. Yep. Back then, I thought how terrible it is for the sport, but it's obviously needed.
All right, you can see a heap more from Phil Anderson on this debate, his amazing career, and a lot of other things, including our Ashes demise and the World Cup surprise, if you log on to goodoiltv.com. But before you do that, here's Andrew Gaze with the final word.
Mark, we don't like to blow our own trumpet here at the Good Oil, but we told everyone last week that we weren't going to win the World Cup, and Qatar was. And we brought out the big guns. We had Kylie, Earl, and all the dog and pony show there that was never going to be good enough. But I still say well done to our campaign. Australians, though, get over it, move on. Stop trying to point the finger at others. We move on. The next goal is to not only host the World Cup, but to win it.
Andrew Gaze there, telling it how it is. I like your honesty as always. And yours, Phil?
Thank you very much. It's been great to be here.
And I'm sure we'll talk to you again. All the best, and bye for now.